Willie D Live.
You have money that you took from me.
Please
You
tell that
probably don't
story.
remember. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah, I absolutely remember that because that was some good money, man.
Man, listen.
That was some
that's
good
the
money.
biggest-
Wait, hold up. Before you do it, before you
Right.
get it, set the scene. First of all, people gonna understand. They have to understand. You talking about Kid and Play, and the Ghetto Boys was on the same tour.
It's that, and I loved when we had to come. I'll talk about this. I loved when we had to come to Texas for two reasons. I love jewelry, and I love Rolex watches. I collect watches. And the interesting thing at that time, and correct me if I'm wrong, was a lot of conventions, and they probably still do, but a lot of conventions take place in Texas and Houston. A lot of white men come, and after when they do what they do for the conventions, for work-related stuff, they have a good time. And they have a good time with women that they have no business having a good time with. And this thing was on the news where these women was drugging these businessmen and getting them for their watches, their Rolexes at that time. And they was flooding the pawn shops with Rolex watches. So a lot of the pawn shops wanted to get rid of hot merchandise so you could get Rolexes and stuff at a good price. So that was my love. And also Herbie loved buying guns. We would buy guns. We'd have a hookup with someone who have a Texas license, pawn shop, get guns. We loved hanging out with y'all. It's time. I think we're to stop on the
Who
tour.
are you?
I'm just
Who
setting
is
the
this
stage
guy?
and the vibe. We make a stop where we either had a show that night and we're here for the night
Look.
and we get into CeeLo.
My first time playing.
I didn't know that
I'm-
till he said it
First of all,
today.
I told
I'm learning
him.
as we
I
go.
never knew.
I told him because
Yeah.
wait, you grew
I
up,
thought in the
playing
story-
craps, right?
Yeah.
You played craps.
Well, I didn't play craps growing up. In fact,
Yeah, but ain't
I
that
was-
what they play? That's what they play in Texas. They don't play CeeLo in Texas. That's the CeeLo is a northeastern.
Yeah.
That's an East Coast. That's a New York.
Craps
Right,
is
That's
universal.
three dice
Well, I didn't
instead
shoot
of two
that-
dice.
Yeah,
See,
craps is universal.
I didn't start shooting craps until I was like 23 or something. You know, around the same time I started
I
playing
never
CeeLo.
knew that was your first time.
Yeah.
And
No,
I
no.
lost, I
Walked away
don't know
with
if
like
it was
50 racks.
1700 or 1800.
1800.
Yeah.
I hit you for some thousands. Come on, bro.
Nah.
Nah, that was some
Yeah,
thousands.
The only thing 1,000 about that is the 1,000, 1,000 in the 1800s.
Listen,
Ain't no.
well,
I hit-
look,
But you know
I
what? As
walked
time
away
goes
with like-
by, things
Yeah.
balloon. The story balloons. Like how much thousand you talking about?
Or the story diminishes.
How much
You
is
know-
in
wait,
your
well, hold
story?
on. Wait, Play saying you got him for 1,800.
18,
And Willie
1800.
saying I got you for 18,000.
Nah, because first of all, I wouldn't have that much on me. It meant everything as my word. Pay your joint. So
Listen,
that was
but that
done
was that.
whatever.
Wait to me, and guess what? I was there. I was there, and I don't gamble, but I was a witness, and I'll never forget. And I was telling him this was the first time you had never played CeeLo before.
That I didn't remember.
He didn't know this three dice, and we explained. Y'all explained the game to him, and then Willie like, all right, let's go, let's
Right,
go.
right.
No. And boy, I don't know if it was beginner's luck or fifth ward luck or whatever
No,
like
I
that.
don't believe in
he
luck,
bust
man.
you. He
I
bust
don't
you that
believe in
night.
No, and that goes
He
without
bust you.
saying. But
We
I
just-
guarantee
we
it
weren't-
wasn't for no thousands.
No,
but
yeah,
thousands of dollars.
the amount is in
Well,
Back then,
question.
1800 might have felt like thousands because that's a lot
it
of money.
definitely was
back then.
thousands because I walked away with like 40 or 50 racks. It
for
wasn't all
me.
yours. It wasn't
Yeah, I
all
was gonna
yours.
say.
It wasn't all yours.
Well, you had a good night.
But at least 17,000 was yours.
No, bro.
I don't know.
Nah, bro.
But you know what? Let me
I
ask
don't
you
know what
this.
the number
Let
was.
me
We got zeros upon zeros on zeros on comma.
let me ask, but let me ask you this, Willie, because
Yes, sir.
these are the things that I think we had trepidations about or questions about when we was coming up, like when we were linked and we knew we was going to be on a tour with y'all, or we was going to be on a tour with NWA. I'm not gonna lie, and I think Play spoke about it earlier. This is like, yo, man, these like. First of all, we didn't know each other then,
Right.
and we just like, but I know of you. I know Ghetto Boys. I know NWA. I know Too Short, and that's about as far as. And I enjoyed the music, but I'm just like, well, that like it don't fit.
Yeah. Right.
On paper didn't feel like it fit. And I'm not
But
gonna
that
lie.
shit worked.
That shit was a hit.
But it was
Let me
work.
tell you
Go
that.
ahead,
Wait,
go ahead.
all right. Let me
Go
wait.
ahead.
Real quick story, because it all falls in line. One time we were doing a show in Little Rock, Arkansas, and Too Short on the show. We had never done a show with Too Short before, and I started hearing them, Too Short, this and that. So I came to the sound check early in the day, and I saw what the lineup was. And I saw Kid and Play, and Too Short going on after Kid and Play. And you know what I mean? And I'm like, like what's going on? Who's Too Short? What? Talking about? You know what I mean? We all on the rise. I'm feeling myself. We feeling ourselves. And I'm like, man, Too Short. Okay, all right, bet. So we do the show that night. Man, we come out there, man, we blaze that motherfucker like, bam, like that. We like, follow that, my dude. And then Too Short come out, like 10,000 people out there. Too Short come out by itself. Dancers, no nothing. He come out, he said, yo, Let Her Rock was my favorite word. Yeah! 10,000 people said bitch. I was like, okay.
It reminds me of the Jay-Z story when he speaks about when he was on tour with DMX, and there was all these super rappers on there, and how he admits the fact that he was intimidated by DMX. And it was then who's going to have the greatest show, get on last, all that kind of stuff. And he said what blew him to want to elevate his show was the show he did where, like you said, thousands of people, 20,000. DMX isn't even on the stage. You know how they give him the mic backstage, and all he did was, and the crowd went crazy, and he just ripped it. And Jay-Z admits that was a time where he was like, "Whoa, I got to really work on my show for someone to have that kind of attention and demand on the crowd." But what I do want to say is, I feel as though all of this, when you get with Too Short, knew of Too Short, don't know his music. Y'all, same situation, but it was an education. Because New Yorkers, we always at that time felt we were the ones,
right?
Nobody else but us.
Da.
Who are this stuff from the South, over here, whatever. And to come out and pretty much be humbled and be educated, still hold our own, but at the same time seeing when it's time to go back to the studio, maybe we need to put a little of that vibe to give them some, and then that kind of flavor, that kind of beat, because you could see it when Herbie and I were together. I'll never forget, we was somewhere in Florida, the girls was playing, and who's the one, Throw the D?
Yeah, was that Shy D? One of them.
We never heard of him. He hits the stage, the crowd goes crazy. I forgot the other record, and Herbie was in my ear. He was like, yo, I'm going to make one of these. We go home, few days pass, he makes that record, and that record was Push It, based off of being influenced by hearing this other vibe elsewhere and seeing there's a bigger audience outside of just New York. So that was education, and I learned to enjoy it, respect it, all of that. It was an education.